Hey there YouTube, first of all a happy new year to everyone. Let's hope that 2025 is a bit better than 2024. Certainly from my perspective, 2024 sucked. So I'm back with another video. Again, sorry for the delay, but I'm still not fully into like painting every day, and I've still plagued with the classic. As soon as I finish what I'm doing, I always have a sort of period of a few days or sometimes a few weeks, just depending, when I sort of try and decide what to do next. Now I've been on a run of science fiction stuff throughout last year, and I've got to say that so far this year has also been very science fiction-y based. So first of all, we're going to go with a couple of new ships that I've added to my 28mm sort of science fiction fleet. The first is basically a sort of starfighter, and this was given to me by my buddy, one of my best friends, for Christmas. And I can't remember the exact name of it actually. I thought it was Typhon, but it's not. So this is it. It's, as you can probably tell, it looks extremely like a certain TV show's fighters, namely about BSG. You can see it's obviously different in a lot of places. It's got a completely different engine, style of engine, even though they are again very similar. It has the landing gear a lot closer together. I believe the Viper landing gear is up here, and also it's got this extra big Gatling cannon on the front here, as well as its two sort of side arms, smaller cannon here and here on either side. This is a really cool ship. This is I believe my friend brought the STL from Second Dynasty and got it printed over here. Obviously, if you've got your own printer, then this probably is not going to be too much difficulty for you to print off, because it's literally a handful of pieces really. It's basically just the cannons, the cockpit, the three wings, and this section here, and the engine, and the front landing gear, as the back ones are fixed in position. You can see that there's another clip position there, because like everything's modular, so you know, you could clip another weapon there if you wanted, or I suppose you could modify it so that perhaps that you brought the front landing gear up towards the front. So that is the outside of the fighter. I went for a very sort of Battlestar Galactica-esque style painting scheme with it. And if we lift the cockpit up here, now obviously you can print a resin cockpit if you've got the ability. So if you open it up, you can see that there's a fully detailed cockpit, and there's also a crewman in there, who again, actually, although I didn't realise it at the start, is again very Battlestar Galactica-esque looking. Now this particular pilot, for some reason my friend got me the unpiloted helmet head, so I actually made that helmet myself out of plastic putty, would you believe, and I think it came out really quite well, to say the truth. He actually gave me the STL, so I actually got like the whole pack of pilots. I think you get like 8 pilots in various 4 seated and 4 sort of standing positions, or is it, no, yeah, I think you get 1 position standing and 4 different types of or 3 different types of seated, and there's also male and female as well, so like 4 of each. I think they could all be seated. I could be wrong. But anyway, you can see that I've done a little bit of modification too. I kind of added that like little ejection seat bit on the tail. I use plastic putty again. and the cockpit, I don't think I did any modification to the cockpit, but you can see that it came out pretty cool looking. So that is the, like I say, I can't remember the name, I'll put it in the description. The something fighter, which, like I say, I can't really remember the name at the moment. Very, very cool. Really like it. Something that I've always wanted to get hold of. Obviously, these, not having a printer myself, it's difficult to try and get hold of 3D prints of ships, especially the bigger ones. Yeah, a really nice thought for a present for me from my, I guess he's my best friend, really. So yeah, so that's the. I can't remember the name of it. Erebus? I don't know. I'm not going to say. Look in the description if you want to know the name. Excuse me. I do recommend, if you're interested in these sort of ships at all, just go and you want some eye candy, go to the Second Dynasty site and have a look at some of the ships that they do. They do a whole range of different types of fighters and bombers, and they also do ships for like Traveller, and they also have their own range of ships that they've designed themselves. All very, very cool, and a lot of them are inspired by various sci-fi shows, alas, as this one is. So that is the fighter. Next up we have, now this was, I'm going to bring in the Erubus Shuttle next. So this is quite a beast, although I think it's more or less, apart from it being wider, I think it could be around the same sort of size, or maybe just a little bit bigger than my Mark III shuttle or Mark IV shuttle that I had, or still have, in fact. This is a really cool ship. I basically, they did the Kickstarter for this last year, and if you're kind of into sort of science fiction movies, you can kind of, just by looking at it, kind of guess that it kind of looks a little bit like the Alien shuttle that Ripley uses at the end of Alien, and that's kind of what it's supposed to be based on. It's kind of their take of the Alien shuttle, and they do actually plan on doing the capital ship, or their version of the capital ship, coming up sometime this year, I believe. This was a physical print from the Kickstarter. You basically get it for a really good price, heavily discounted price. It did come from America, so you had to, pay postage, but it was only like, I think it was like $30, which isn't bad if you think about it. It came in pieces, and you had to kind of put it together yourself. However, it was very, very easy. It actually came. This is the first time I've actually done like a printed instruction book for it. So if I just flick you through it, it should show you sort of the basics. So you can see here, it's all put together using like plastic clips. You can see that it's all pretty straightforward, putting it together. Got the back, the rear, and then all the various inside accessories. Now obviously I'm going to show you the inside in a second, but yeah, really happy with how this went together. This is the guy that printed it, and he does actually have a shop, and I'm not sure if he normally ships to out of America. I've got to admit, if he does, there's at least one other ship that's tempting me. They don't have the full range. He doesn't have the full range of ships that these guys do, but he does have one that I'm very interested in. It's a very, very competitive price, yeah, so I might well be picking one of those up if I can this year. And he also does, like for instance, he does a resin cockpit, handmade resin cockpit for this, which I'm definitely going to pick up, because my experimentation of using plastic, like clamshell material off of like packaging, I mean, it worked, but not 100% sort of thing. That's I'm definitely going to pick up one of those at some point this year, even though it is a little pricey. But like he says in the description, it's printed off in resin, and then it's like he has to basically do like several hours of like hand sanding, of going through the various grades of sandpaper to get it like completely clear. You can see that I've actually put some crew in it. I think the crew really adds to the ship. So this is actually the female co-pilot here is actually the character that came with the Kickstarter. I think she's called the Lone Survivor. So aka the kind of Ripley type character. And the guy next to her in the pilot's seat is actually a second Dynasty pilot for another ship of theirs, which I picked up the STL for, and actually rather kindly Napoleonic Gamer printed that for me. In fact, he printed out a whole bunch of 3D figures for me, resin figures. And no doubt I'll be trying to pull his ear to print me off a few more this year, when I build up getting hold of some new ones, particularly seated pilots, which is definitely something which is worth having a good little pool of. Yeah, so I'll just quickly show you around the ship. So my idea for this was that I wanted it to be well, not battle damaged, but I wanted it to be worn out sort of thing. You know, very dirty, very used, lots of replacement panels, etc., etc. And I kind of went for that sort of style. So you can see that all these sort of coloured panels are kind of like replacements that have been, you know, bolted on and not like colour matched or whatever, or painted. And then we've got these like red engines, and then there's like a sort of an orange band here, and that's not a replacement part; it's actually like colour. And we've got some more replacement parts down here, and I went over with a liner to put in all the panel markings. I think it came out really cool looking. If we turn around to the back, you can see the airlock there, with the hazard stripes on, aka what I did with my shuttle. And this, you can actually get various extra parts for this. There's like there's 3 or 4 different variants. The one that kind of interests me is the landing gear. You can get landing gear, but I think that involves printing off like new wing sections, I think. Which you know, you basically have to sort of rebuild the whole back. I think you have to, instead of like one piece, it's like three pieces, or rather, instead of 4, it's 5. Because I think this whole second section here that's what this part here is more or less one part. And I think what they do is they've cut it into 3. So there's like 2 wing sections with open landing gear. I think there's another nose section up here that's got an open landing gear door, and then you basically clip the 3 landing gear in to give it its deployed landing gear, and then add some doors, which come as separate parts. So you know, I'd imagine they'd be quite pricey to print off if you go to like a UK printer. They probably charge, I don't know how much they charge, but see, a lot of places like to charge like, you know, £8, £9, £10 for one figure. I can imagine that probably cost you like the price of a small ship, equivalent in America, sort of thing. But yeah, so that's the basic ship. I'll show you the bottom as well. The bottom is nothing special. It's just, you know, bottom of the ship. But yeah, I decided to put some, you know, continue the detail down there, and now I'm going to show you the inside. So we get to the inside on this particular one. Unlike the Mark III Shuttle, which is 3 pieces to remove. This is just one. It's a little bit tight. But not as bad as you imagine. There we go. There we go. So that's the top off. You can see that's all one part. And then we get to the inside. So let's move everything forward. So unlike the Mark III Shuttle, you can't actually get to the cockpit very easily. You have to kind of pull the nose off to get to that. But if we spin it around, we'll start from the back. So at the back here, we've got these 2 cabins, and you can lift the doors up like so. And in each of these we have in this one here we have a armoury. So this is actually a Mantic piece of furniture that I've put in. It didn't come with the shuttle. And on the opposite side we have life support. So this is the oxygen and life support systems here in this sort of bank here. And if we spin it around to the other side, this the second cabin is the ship's systems. I guess kind of maybe like engineering. So we have these 2 wall panels here, which are various systems for the ship, I presume. And then we also have like a little sort of tool cabinet there. That's actually Mantic as well. And then we have this machine here, which I'm not sure what that is. Maybe the Navi computer or something. And then, or maybe like, I don't know. Maybe that is the sort of ship systems, and this is just like the sort of the subsystems of the ship, and this is actually the engine control and the jump drive or whatever. And then over here we have a kind of navigation computer, and then this thing is kind of, I'm not sure what this is. It's kind of, if we lift it up, it's got 2 emergency helmets for, you know, if there's like a breach in the hull or whatever. And it's also got all these screens and stuff. So I suppose it could be like a, you know, maybe it's like a central engineering computer or something that they can check all the systems from. And then obviously this is like the main Navi computer. It's got like the map screen and all that sort of stuff. You also get 3 of these cryo chambers, and I do actually have, if I can find the bag, although they're not painted up yet, I do actually have a couple of laying down figures. I've also got the sole survivor unconscious as well, so you can have her, you know, maybe like unconscious in the ship. And then you have so here's her laying down, so you can put her into the cryo chamber if you want. And also we have a different character from Second Dynasty laying down. And I've actually got a sitting down version of her in my shuttle, my other shuttle, my Mark III. So I have like a second character laying down. So obviously these laying down ones could be used doubled up in bunks as well. So that's like the remaining, and of course these figures were also printed by an opponent Wargamer kindly for me. So yeah, cheers to him for that. Again, shout out. So yeah, that's basically the inside. if we go down to the cockpit area, again I tried to put as much detail as I possibly could into the cockpit area. I do again emphasise the pilots really bring it to life, and I'll try and get a shot from this side. You can see that there's put a lot of detail into the cockpit area, so it looks really cool. And again, you can see we have two of these emergency helmets, which I decided to paint orange. Which I think was a really good colour choice actually. And of course, the other thing I forgot to tell you is that the airlock doors also open. Just knocking down two paints. I should have really tidied up my paint area before I started this video, but I was desperate to start it. So again, over here we have the working airlock doors, and they kind of in an inner airlock section with a couple of seats for, you know, maybe like taking your spacesuit off or whatever. And of course the main airlock door also opens here. So that's really cool. So that is that. And the last thing that I want to show you in the ship is this rather cool hidden floor panel here. And if you lift that up, then we have another two cryopods under the floor there. So that's a really cool little detail there. So that is the Erubus shuttle, and if we can just get the roof back on, and we'll kind of wrap this little video up. So there we go. It's a lot, again, like the shuttle, it's actually a lot easier to put on than it is to actually take it off. So yeah, really happy with the ship. It's like I say, it's about the same length as my shuttle, I think, but it's just kind of thinner and wider at the back. Again, it's small enough that I won't have any problems storing it somewhere. It's not that heavy at all, actually. I'd say it might even be lighter than my Mark III shuttle. And then if I bring in, just as sort of the end of the video, I just bring in the fighter for a size comparison. So you can see that, so if I put in a laying down figure as well, you can see that there's some really good scale there. Even though these figures are small in the 28mm scene, like I think this character here is meant to be 28mm as well, and you can see that although it might be like a little bit beefier than your average 28, it's and obviously this is a female, so obviously she wouldn't be quite the same, but you can see that they are quite small for 28mm figures, but all the same, I think they're really cool figures, and I've got to try and get myself some more, because like I say, they're great figures, and I've actually started, me and my friend have started playing Traveller ourselves, and I'm really enjoying it. And he's basically taken over the Games Master lead, and we play two characters each, and obviously we're still continuing Warhammer as well, and we're going to continue like alternating mission adventures for that. But for Traveller, we've decided that my friend is going to take the mantle for that, because it's quite a complicated game in comparison to Warhammer, which I'm pretty used to. Yeah, so hopefully there are actually plans for me to try and get hold of another ship this year, which is called a Type J, and it's a it's a big ship. It's like 23 inches long. However, it's kind of a triangle, so it's not too bad. And it's a really cool ship. I'm really looking forward to. We're just trying to kind of basically work out with the guy the best way of getting it over here, and sort of trying to get the VAT prepaid. Is the sort of problem we're having at the moment. And then as soon as we manage to sort that out, then I can basically pay the guy and he can start printing it off. And then hopefully, maybe a few months later, it'll be on its way to me. And I won't have to worry about it getting caught up in customs, and it should be able to go straight through. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that. So yeah, that's the end of this particular video. Hope you enjoyed it. Once again, to all my sort of subscribers and sort of followers, hope you have a great 2025. And yeah, thanks for subscribing and thanks for watching. So until the next time, catch you all later. Bye bye.